Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by World Series of Fighting Lightweight Justin Gaethje. Justin, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Justin, you got a fight coming up June 14th at World Series of Fighting 3. How's training been going for the fight?
It's been going well. I've just been, same with every fight, training for, 15-minute war and make sure my body's ready. And, I'm ready, definitely ready.
Mm-hmm. Now, was today the last day of hard training, or will some of the hard training spill over?
Today was my last day of sparring. I had a really tough week this week, so finished it off with a little bit of sparring, and now I'm just going to let my body rest up.
Mm-hmm. And now, what is your schedule look like from now to the fight? What does it look like?
Yeah, just maintaining weight, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I'm eating healthy, doing all that stuff. But just stay relaxed, stay calm. There's no reason to get worked up right now. Maybe my coach will call me for a couple workouts out of the blue. Keep me ready. So it's pretty simple week.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're fighting out of Grudge Training Center. How long have you been training there? Because I know you're originally from Arizona. How long have you been training at Grudge?
Yeah, originally from Arizona, and I moved up to Colorado to go to college in Green, Colorado. And I've been, since I was done with school, which was about 3 years ago, or maybe two years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here in Denver. But I've been coming to the Grudge side for about 3 years now.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you live full-time in Colorado now, or do you just do your camps in Colorado? Do you live there?
No, I live here in Wheat Ridge, Colorado. It's real nice. I like it here. I'm going to be here for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I see. And have you ventured out to any other gyms? Because I know Nate Marquardt, who was at Grudge, he started a new team, I think, with Brendan Schaub and Kat Zingano, and then there's also Ed Herman and Ryan Schultz. They have a gym together. Have you ventured out to other gyms in Colorado, or have you just stayed around Grudge?
No, I like to, I got my team at Grudge, that's who I'm with, so I love my coaches, I don't need to work with any other coaches or anything like that, so. I'm comfortable where I'm at. I get great work, so that's what I do. But sometimes we'll get together and wrestle or a couple things like that. But no, just mostly good.
Mm-hmm. Now, is Melvin Gillard, Justin Salas, Brandon Thatch, Tyler Sitson, are those your main training partners?
Yeah, I get train with them. There's a bunch of other guys that also train with me. Yeah, those are my main sparring partners. Steele McCall, he's another one of the toughest guys I go with, Lonzo Garcia. So we got a bunch of good guys, and tough every time. There's not one person that comes in there and, has a good day.
Mm-hmm.
We all get challenged and pushed, so that's a good thing.
Definitely. What's it like training with those guys on a day-to-day basis? Melvin Gillard, he's been in mixed martial arts for a long time. He's fought in the UFC a very long time. He has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge that I'm sure you can gain from him. And the other guys, all fought in the top MMA organizations. What's it like training with those guys on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, it's awesome. With Melvin Gillard, he brings it, 120% every single time. So, you got to have your head on a swivel, make sure you're moving your head, and, we all bring different things to the table. So, it's fantastic. I have a couple questions here and there. They're the best guys, that I can ask. They have all the experience. So it's great to know, I have that base there, I can fall back on to anytime I need it.
Mm-hmm. Trevor Whitman, he's the head coach over at Grudge. Who are some of the other coaches that are working with you besides him?
Another one of my main coaches is Jacob Ramos.
Mm-hmm.
With the Grudge for, since Trevor started the gym. I got a couple, Steele McCall, he's working, that's who I work most of my jiu-jitsu with. He's not a fighter, though, not a coach per se. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Now, Justin, let's go back a couple fights ago. Let's go back to the Drew Fickett fight. You fought Drew Fickett back in October of 2012. You ended up winning the fight by knockout in only 12 seconds. Let's go back to that fight. Going into that fight, were you, nervous? Here you are, a young guy in the sport going up against a veteran like Drew Fickett, who's fought a lot of great guys all over the world. He's fought in all the big shows. Were you nervous going into that fight, or were you kind of, pumped up and excited for that one because you were going against a guy who has some name value out there? And if my memory serves me correct, the crowd was completely booing him, and they were completely cheering for you. The crowd was just totally behind you. Go back to that fight. What were you feeling before that fight started?
Yeah, I actually got to go home to Arizona and fight him in my pretty close to my hometown, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I sold like 270 tickets to that fight. So yeah, I knew, I was just, I knew it was a great opportunity. I didn't take it too serious. I definitely wasn't, nervous more than any. I've been wrestling since I was 4, so one-on-one competition is nothing that's going to be new to me, whether I'm fighting a veteran or someone that's new. So I wasn't worried about that. I was actually it was weird. I was actually really calm, and I was kind of nervous because I wasn't nervous in a way. But I like my coaches, great with keeping me mentally focused and making sure I'm just stay calm and prepared.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just curious, you finished that fight in only 12 seconds. Question I like to ask the fighters who get stoppages under 15 seconds, under 20 seconds is, how long did the fight feel? So this fight, it really only lasted, the official time is only 12 seconds, but did it feel like 12 seconds? Did it feel longer? Did it feel shorter? How did it feel in there? Did it feel like it was over in the blink of an eye, or when you heard that it was...
Exactly like that. I was the first combination I threw. I hadn't thrown a punch. He threw like a little sloppy leg kick before, I felt that, I could... Next time he kicks, I could definitely, step forward and throw punches to his kicks. So that's what I did, and I caught him on the first combination. So yeah, it was just over so quick. But I definitely like those kind of fights. That's the kind of fights I want to fight.
Mm-hmm. Your last fight was against JZ Cavalcante. That was your World Series of Fighting debut back at World Series of Fighting 2 back in March. You won the fight by TKO due to a doctor stoppage. It was an impressive performance. I know you probably would have liked to, get a knockout or a submission and, make it more of a clean-cut finish, but it was definitely a fight where you were dominant. Early in the fight, you looked good. It was such an impressive performance that Boss Rutan, he's even saying, hey, you need to go up to 170 and fight John Fitch. I mean, a lot of people, started talking about you after that fight. What are your thoughts about your performance in that one?
Yeah, like I say, my coaches here have me ready. I was ready for that fight. I was ready, to be on the big stage, and I've been waiting for that for a long time now. And so I just wanted to take full opportunity and, go out there, and that was the plan, move forward and fight, throw punches and throw kicks and get punched. Till it was over, one way or another, I was going to make it exciting, so that was my plan.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the game plan was just to throw those heavy strikes that you were throwing originally, because I was trying to figure it out, because the game plan I thought was, just to stop takedowns and keep the fight standing, but then you got him in that clinch and just started elbowing and kneeing him. So, what exactly was the game plan? Because any kind of tactic you were using was working.
Yeah, it was exactly what I did. I went out there and right when the bell rang, I went out there, threw a kick, and I kept moving forward. That was the game plan. Put the pressure on the back. I didn't want to let him settle his feet. Get comfortable in there. I wanted to, I wanted to get him thinking in his head. What did I get myself into? Right off the bat. And because I'm sure, he wasn't expecting that. He was expecting me, to be a little cautious, try to feel him out. I'm sure because he is a vet and has some power. So I just wanted to take that off the table and just take it to him.
Mm-hmm. Just curious, what was the bigger win, the Jay-Z fight or the Drew Fickett fight?
Definitely the Jay-Z fight. It was my first time being on national TV, and I just want to build a big fan base, and get people excited to watch me. So, that was definitely the best opportunity I had so far.
Mm-hmm. Now going forward, you're going to be fighting Brian Cobb at World Series of Fighting 3 on June 14th. What are your thoughts about him as an opponent?
He's a great wrestler. He did some good things in college wrestling. I already wrestled with my college coach a couple times, so I'm ready. I know he has a great gas tank. He's got a lot of heart, so I know he's going to come out there and try to grind out a win. And I'm going to not let him take me down and just, try to knock him out.
Where do you feel that you have the advantage in this fight?
Everywhere, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not jiu-jitsu so much, but, I've been working, a lot on my defense, to jiu-jitsu, so I'm focusing on, moving forward. But it's going to be a little different this time. I'm going to pick him apart, and I'm going to make him feel my power. And probably make him, start making him take some ugly shots from way out where he shouldn't be taking them. He really wants to get to the gun.
Mm-hmm. How much film do you watch on your opponents? And if you watch a lot of film, how much have you watched on Brian Cobb?
It's not something I do much. I like to see. Maybe I watched him in Fickett. And I watched that one, but I just like to see the kind of pace, the kind of movement that, they got their head, their feet. But I don't watch much film. I got my game plan, and, I'm going to make them stop my game plan before they get even started, trying to do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brian Cobb, he's a very tough, durable guy, and he seems to be someone who gets better as the fight goes on. His Antonio McKee fight, McKee was gassed and he looked fresh in that third round. Drew Fickett had him in all kinds of trouble, and he was able to survive and eventually stop him. What kind of fight are you expecting Brian Cobb bringing on June 14th?
I'm just expecting, just a 15-minute war. He's got great leverage. He's more of a traditional wrestler than I am. He uses a lot of leverage, a lot of length that he's got, and I've seen it before, so I'm gonna stay away from that, and I'm gonna keep it standing, and I'm gonna land some shots and see if he can take them.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you'll be able to tell me better after this fight on June 14th, but based on what you've seen him do in the past, do you think that he's your toughest test yet?
I guess so. I don't know per se. The most dangerous, maybe not the most dangerous, but he's got like you said, he's got gas tank. He gets better as the fight goes on. So that's something that's going to be definitely the best that I've seen. But I don't think he's other than getting me down, trying to take my back. There's nothing I'm really worried about other than knocking him out.
Mm-hmm. Now, Justin, you're 8-0 right now, undefeated record. You're one of the top rising guys in all of MMA, really, in the lightweight division, regardless, UFC, Bellator, World Series of Fighting, whatever. Do you worry about keeping your undefeated record intact? Because there's a lot of fighters out there who take the approach of, I just take it one fight at a time and, just only worry about the fight in front of me. But then there's other fighters like Sarah McMahon, who fights for the UFC. She already kind of prepares herself, for the worst situation. So how do you go about thinking about this undefeated record?
I don't think I'll ever take the time and effort to prepare what I would feel like after, if I got beat. But, I've wrestled for my whole life. I've been beat many times. I know what it feels like, and I know, I don't think there's any pressure. You don't see one guy in the top levels that, has an unblemished record. So, like I said, either way, no matter the outcome of the fight, I guarantee everybody watching is going to, have a great time watching, and they're going to see that, I was in there trying to knock somebody out. And that's all that matters to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, after the Drew Fickett fight, I thought, a lot of people weren't giving you as much credit as you deserved. A lot of people were saying after that fight, well, it's just, Drew Fickett, he's on this losing streak, and, who's this guy who just knocked him out again? I think they were, not giving you enough credit, but just saying, like, he's kind of on this downward spiral. And now after this Jay-Z fight, a lot of people are starting to know about you and, become very interested. Do you feel that, you've kind of, quote, arrived in this sport, or do you feel like you still are kind of a little bit flying under the radar?
No, I definitely could go. Once I get a couple more fights and people get to watch, everybody's gonna want to fight, and that's what I'm doing this for. That's the only reason, to make some money. But I just want people to be fighting, and guarantee that every time I fight, I will, put on a show for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Right now, the World Series of Fighting lightweight division is very stacked. There's a lot of great talent in this division. Yourself, Brian Cobb, Jay-Z, Lyle Beerbaum, Jacob Volkman, Tyson Griffin, John Gunderson, Dan Lozon. I could be here all day naming great guys in this weight class, so how exciting is it for you to be in such a stacked weight class?
It's great. I couldn't ask for anything. I couldn't ask for a better opportunity. My career is exactly where it could be right now. Every single fight is a win-win situation for me. I'm going to be underdog every fight. Whether I'm going to be underdog on the betting card, that's going to be a different story. But everybody wants to put on a good show, and I'm going to go out there and take them out, and it's going to be that much more impressive. So I definitely am excited about those opportunities.
Mm-hmm. The World Series of Fighting is such a young promotion, and a lot of people feel like if you beat Brian Cobb on June 14th, that should put you in line for a title shot. Realistically, how close do you think you are to a title shot? If you beat Brian Cobb, do you feel that you're one or two fights away? Realistically, how close do you think you are?
A title, especially for a company so young, I don't think that's not. Well, I want to be the best in the division, and I want everybody to know that. But people are going to see that when they see me fight. It doesn't just because I don't have a belt around me or I do have a belt around me. Either way, people are going to know that I'm the guy to be in the lightweight. So I think we need to establish who really needs to fight for those belts. The World Series of Fighting is like you named all those guys. We're either all upcoming trying to make a name for ourselves. So we're guys that, have got cut from big promotions and trying to reestablish themselves in the fight game. So I think, I don't think there should be a time limit. I'm not too worried about it. As long as the World Series of Fighting keeps put on good, titles will come. Not something that needs to happen, anytime soon. Mm-hmm. Once the two people establish that they're the best, the best guys in the World Series of Fighting lightweight division, then that's who should fight for the title.
Mm-hmm. Justin, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Actually, I don't have any sponsors. Maybe one day I'll start trying to take the business part of this fight game serious. But right now, I'm just focused on fighting. I want to thank my Grudge Digital Training Center, all my training partners, all my family and friends down in Arizona, and everyone that just stays behind me and keeps giving me something to work towards.
Really? So you don't have any sponsors? Do you not have a manager?
No, not really.
Oh.
I'm in the process. I've had a couple sponsors here and there, but no, like I said, I'm focused on that's what I want to do. So when that part comes, I start getting my bigger fan base. I'll start worrying about that stuff.
Oh, I see. Well, Justin, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck at World Series of Fighting 3 on June 14th against Brian Cobb.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate the time.